Hi, my name is Mike Stokes, and I'm here from Billings, Montana. I represent USA Wrestling, the grassroots development. I'm here to see that kids understand that freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling is a very essential and needed part of your wrestling skills in order to be a complete wrestler. I'm also here to get coaches to understand that in order for kids to become great wrestlers, you might have to take them outside of your own club to get them the competition needed to bring them to the next level at somebody else's club.
How would one go about searching clubs like that?
A lot of us go online, and a lot of us like to go by word of mouth, or we show up at tournaments and we kind of like recruit, and we see wrestlers and we ask them if they are involved in freestyle and Greco, which most aren't, and we try to encourage them that that's the future, because if you want to wrestle outside of your state, you have to learn freestyle Greco. USA only recognizes folk style. No other nation recognizes folk style. So it's imperative that our kids, our future wrestlers, all learn freestyle Greco wrestling. In order to be competitive, I think it's mandatory that we start teaching them at a young age so that they understand the hips and the tosses and the importance of it.
Can you give us a little history on your wrestling experience?
Yeah, I started wrestling when I moved to Great Falls in 1968. I graduated from CMR. In fact, we were the last state championship team here in 1979. I went into the Marine Corps after that to wrestle for the Marines 6 years. And after wrestling in the Marine Corps, I went to Northern Montana College to wrestle there. It's the only sport I've stayed with the last 45 years, the only sport I know and love.
Now with the USA Wrestling, can you explain to us the 7 fundamentals of wrestling?
Yes, there's 7 basic skills of wrestling, and each skill teaches you to advance to the next level, which if you don't understand your motion and your penetration, you won't understand the level changes needed and the directional changes needed to go to the next part of your move. You need to understand the back steps, the back arch. You need to understand that you're never really out of a match if you understand how to throw with your hips. I think a lot of kids don't get taught the 7 basics. They get taught whatever the head coach wants to teach them and not ground zero, and that's where a lot of our kids mess up. They don't understand basic wrestling. You can't stand up unless you have hand control. You can't score on a person if you can't set him up from his stance, and these are things we need to get back to as a wrestling, as a state overall.
How do you feel about the wrestling you've seen here at this state tournament?
Pretty good, high caliber, but I at the same token, I see a lot of mistakes these kids are making where when they get to the college level, it's going to hurt them because they've been doing it so long. They think that's the correct way to do things, and it's going to be detrimental on their careers. A lot of them are going to stop wrestling because they've had success at this level and they've learned the moves wrong, and they're not going to work at the next level.
Obviously, there's a lot of advice you can give to younger kids right now that are moving into clubs and getting into high school wrestling. What's the one bit of advice you can give as a USA coach that would help them achieve a higher goal just beyond high school wrestling?
Seek the toughest competition you can find in your city. Don't be afraid to seek out the tough and mean kids, because those are the ones that'll bring you to the next level. If you are always the toughest kid in your room, you're at a plateau, and you'll never plateau higher than that. You'll never be challenged. So to be a great wrestler, I think you should seek out the greatest competition in your area and train with those kids.
Awesome. Any last thoughts?
No. Look forward to seeing USA do a little better than we did last year in Moscow.